Hello, I'm going to kind of go through a little slideshow that we used to teach. I haven't done it for a couple years because I think some of it is a little bit repetitive from some things we've already done. But I think since we're in this new era, anything I can do to help you guys would be good. So we've already kind of talked about the essential questions and culture and stuff like that. So we'll skip through some of these slides, right? East and West is a main theme in our story. Um, and some of these things and slides we used on our bigger slideshow. But I wanted to make sure that you are aware that the slideshow is here and talking about in early part of our story, Ali's first person point of view. He's obviously very rich and privileged. His uncle is from Tehran, and Ali loves the Persian masculine good manners and aristocratic upbringing. He loves his uniforms, and we also have that issue with kidnapping and how it was not uncommon for Persian men to kidnap women and force them into being their wives if they didn't want to do it. So here's some cool pictures just about the way that the cultures kind of differ. So it would be quite normal for people to sit eating with their right hand only, with communal dishes. Men and women are separate. We know that Westerners often mostly eat with knives and forks. Um, Again, Islam has two main groups. This is Mecca, and this is where Muhammad was born. It's in Saudi Arabia, and Muslims from all over the world go there. Ali is Shia or Shiite Muslim, which is the minority in the world, but the majority in Iran. And the Ashura ritual down here, we're actually going to see this later in our story in chapter 17 during the climax of the novel. And there's sort of a violence involved in the rituals behind it, and it's pretty interesting stuff. So one of the things that I thought this slideshow would be helpful with is giving you a sense of the laws of Sharia or Sharia law. So in many Muslim countries and lands, the laws of Sharia govern many parts of life, including family law and criminal law. So it's different than the Western system of justice where you would go to a court. There would be people that you could talk to if you had a dispute. But an eye for an eye, a tooth for the tooth, the blood feud kind of thing is part of their system of law. And there are other ways that Sharia law is kind of manipulated to give people power. So we see this like in Afghanistan when the fundamentalist Taliban came in and used Sharia law to kind of clamp down on any human rights. Women had no rights at all. Men were forced to act certain ways, grow beards, wear certain things. That is one interpretation of these laws. Other interpretations are much more mild, but Ali believes that this blood feud and this sort of like if one family hurts another, then you can pick off a member of that family. It's sort of like mob justice. I just watched The Irishman the other day with Robert De Niro, and it's sort of the same kind of concept. And it is an important one that's going to come up more in our story. So here's a good picture to kind of show you some of that Russian Orthodox Church type place. Russia is obviously the controlling political power, and Ali went to that school, and he was lectured by his father to kind of maintain his duties. We are going to do an assignment related to the veil in a little bit, probably next week or the week after, and it's just important to note that there are many different kinds of veils. Ali and Nino disagree on its usage, but we're going to watch a couple of videos and do an assignment around why some women choose to wear it and what the difference is between something like a burqa right here that is mandated by the government and you will be, have parts of your body chopped off if you don't wear it. Whereas some women, particularly in Western women, wear a hijab on purpose to identify themselves as being Muslim. So there are uses of it that are political, there are uses of it that are personal, some are religious, but it's not quite so cut and dry as we sometimes want to think. So keep an eye out for that symbol. You guys did a whole thing on the balls, so we're not going to get into that too much. Here are, I think I gave you on that assignment some better videos. These ones are a little older. So on the gist, I just did another video. We talk about Nagorno-Karabakh and the turning point in the novel, which starts to shift once we get mostly into chapter 6. And we're really looking at the difference between these like hilly mountainous regions, the forest with the wells and the magic and all this kind of deep, dark, holy, ancient land contrasting that with where Ali feels comfortable. So we're kind of getting to see Nino's preference in lifestyle and her culture. We don't get to see that too much, so pay attention to these because it gives you a good sense of Nino as a person. Ollie's problem right now, and remember, a conflict in the story is really when the protagonist has a problem and how does that problem get solved throughout the story. So he wants to marry Nino and he wants to be happy in the future, and he wants the two of them to be able to be together despite all of their cultural and familial issues. So there are several obstacles that are identified in chapter 6 that you are going to you're going to be given an assignment to work on to do. And what are those obstacles? Why are they in the way? What are they causing problems with? And how are these two going to be able to overcome those obstacles is a really key part of what's going on right now. There are some things they need to figure out in terms of family, children, their different customs. So, getting back to our essential question, how can these two characters be together and both be happy if there's so many different things they're trying to figure out? And that's a question that anybody in a marriage is going to have to figure out, no matter how similar you think you are. Once you're married, you find out that there's things you've got to figure out. So, I hope that helps. I just wanted to kind of go through quickly. And if you have any questions, just email me or you can let me know and I can send you an invite to a Flex discussion. Thanks a lot. Bye.